would lease on her 150 acres, soon to be 300 acres of land.
Kenya's everything. Kenya has everything. It is the hub of East Africa for technology and finance and obviously agriculture. It is all privately owned land here. All the animals are free and they're running wild, and we're farming, and it's dope building a little community.
Africa is the only way out. It's the golden and it's the holy grail for your freedom. Like, if Americans, African Americans specifically, don't see that investing in Africa changes everything for you, I mean, all the way down to generational wealth. Like, Africa's in a position where if African Americans take position now, you guys, every single African American in America would be a millionaire without even thinking twice, because there's nothing that's not needed over there. So you guys come with the discipline, you come with the knowledge, you come with the resources, and then what you've created just for developing America. Nothing can happen really in America without us. Just think about everything that creates so much revenue for America, from sports to entertainment to fashion to medicine. I mean, you name it. We're leading in every single sector, like us. Just imagine if we all just decided to just take all our bags, withdrew all our money, and go to Africa. Where would America be today? It would collapse overnight. Because nothing. Like, all of our athletes can go create their own teams. Who you think they're gonna watch? They're gonna watch all of black professional athletes playing in Africa, or they're gonna watch the white professional athletes playing in America?
The greatest movement of our time is unfolding right before our own eyes. And for a very long time, Black Americans were convinced that Africa had nothing to offer. Yes, you know, they were convinced that the land of their ancestors was a burden. They were convinced that the land of their ancestors was not a blessing. But today, let me say this. Black Americans right now are discovering the wealth waiting in Africa. Caribbeans are discovering the wealth waiting in Africa. Why? Because if Africa is not wealthy as you are being told, why are white people coming to Africa? Why are white nations getting their richness in Africa? But the good thing is Africans in diaspora are now discovering that. Black Americans are waking up to a new truth, a prophetic reality that Africa is not the land of lack, but the land of wealth. And this wealth is not just in gold, oil, and diamonds. It is in the land. It is in the people. It is in the opportunities. It is in the culture and spiritual inheritance that has always been waiting. Okay? And that's why you see a lot of Black Americans right now coming to Africa and buying lands. They are buying lands in Ghana. They are buying lands in Kenya. Let's continue now. This discovery that Black Americans have discovered, it is shaking the empires. It is unsettling the West. It is igniting fire across the diaspora, and it is confirming what our ancestors whispered even in chains, that one day their children will return in the motherland not as captives but as conquerors. My message to my African diaspora who are dismissing the fact that Africa has something to offer, I'm telling you, just try and come. You know, there's nothing bad in trying. Now, before I continue, I want you to watch this clip here, and then I come back with more commentary. Thank you for tuning in. For those who haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We need to reach more people. Welcome.
Black Americans buying land in Rwanda, Africa.
Right. So this starts Wandy land. There goes Andrew. Always here to help. This is her view. Wait, we got to get the view.
This is my view,
This is the airport out in the distance. It really doesn't look like anything, but that's the airport. This is the view. What mountain is... No, that's not a mountain. Those are more houses. So this is her land here. Residential land. It just looks like land right now. But if you look over here, they said late last year, this was nothing. And people are building houses. With this view, this is going to be some prime real estate as well. It's near, well, an up and coming movie theater, y'all. What are you doing with your land?
I'm going to do eco-lodging on my land.
Okay, what is eco-lodging?
Eco-lodging is short and medium-term lodging for people that are coming here to do digital nomading or doing corporate visits to the new airport. This is strategically located between the city and the airport, and it's in a quiet area. So it's a great place for corporates to come and chill.
All right, okay. And you said you're going to do container homes, correct? That's something you're thinking about.
It is a consideration. The only challenge is they're not necessarily sanctioned at this time. There are container homes here, but they exist as temporary housing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for long term, we'll have to figure out what that's going to look like.
Okay.
But I think the time is right for investigating that because we're in a very progressive country and we have an awesome administration and His Excellency is very progressive. So the time is right to be here.
Right. So, all right. Well, I love that.
Yeah, so right now, as you can see, the land has been used for agricultural land. It has recently been rezoned for residential land, and I'm just excited about it. I think I'm up high enough to get this fantastic vista. And there's going to be a road right here.
Okay.
And then there's a road just along there.
Okay.
Yeah. And so that road
this way will
is
take
a
us
shortcut to the airport.
Oh, okay. So you're going to have a lane a road to the airport too. All roads lead to that airport. You want to make sure you get something that will lead to that new airport. Yep, Kigali Bugesera Airport.
Collective ownership is powerful. Our ancestors practiced it. So it's almost as if we're tapping into those same successful energies that allowed our ancestors to prosper. And my children are tapping into that energy.
It's important because it creates generational wealth, something that didn't seem obtainable for us as Black people. And it's just a way for us to leave something for our children, like build a legacy and just have something like wealth for our children. 3 years ago, I didn't think that I would have 500 acres. So the average person doesn't really think that it's obtainable until you see other regular people going out and buying land. We want to inspire all the Black people that we can. Go get you some land and build wealth for your family.
If Black Americans, with their immense spending power of over $1.8 trillion annually, collectively decide to relocate and invest into Africa, the impact will be monumental. Not just for Africa, but for the entire world. Here are some key points to highlight the potential ripple effect. Number one, economic power shift. Black Americans will bring capital, entrepreneurship, and consumer spending directly into the African continent. This will lead to a boost of local businesses, create jobs, accelerate infrastructure development. Countries like Ghana, South Africa, Nigeria, Rwanda, and Kenya will likely become major global economic hubs.
Y'all, I finally got to make it. Finally got to make it to my land. I bought a plot of land over a year ago, and today is my first time touching ground. I'm just grateful. All praises to the Most High.
An African lifestyle. Oh, Garibo Africa.
Black Americans are leaving the US and moving to Kenya, Africa, saying home is calling. Western powers didn't see this coming. A growing number of Black Americans are leaving the United States and moving to Kenya. They say they want to reconnect with Africa, feel safe, and build a new life. People like Kenneth Harris, a retired veteran, sold everything and bought a one-way ticket to Nairobi. Now he runs an Airbnb and lives where he feels accepted.
This is not financial advice. This is Black people advice. If you are not thinking about investing in Africa, I really have nothing to say to you. It's sorry for you, because Africa is growing at like the most alarming rate ever. And I feel like people don't understand what's happening, especially if you're not going out and looking for news on the different rules that are happening, the different things that the government that they're trying to do to ensure that people are creating employment opportunities. Like, there's so much growth. Senegal and Ivory Coast is amongst the top fastest growing economies in the entire world. Let that sink in, because I feel like sometimes people don't get it. Africa is a great time to invest in, and it doesn't matter what industry you're looking at. It doesn't matter if you don't even want to do early stage startups. It doesn't matter if you just want to do small to medium sized businesses. There is opportunity to eat. A lot of times we talk about Africa as just one little place. I want people to recognize that Russia could fit in Africa 2 times and there's still space over. The map does not properly depict the size of Africa, let alone do you understand the amount of countries that are in Africa and how different they all are. There's so many opportunities there. And I just want us that are abroad, but even those that are within Africa, to be able to see the beauty and the fortune of what we have. And if we don't come and save us, nobody's going to come and save us. In fact, they will just continue to pick our resources and pick our money. Why do you think France is failing right now economically? Africa was holding France up all this time. With that being said, if you are in the diaspora and you are interested in learning, I need you to follow me and even DM me, because I'm just open to telling people stuff. Like, at this point, ain't no ebook, ain't no nothing like that. I just want our people to own more stuff, to be rich, to be able to write our own history. And I know this was a long video and I'm sorry, but I just really needed y'all to know. Hop on a trend. Make sure you can invest in the stocks. You can invest in everything that you want to. But the next billionaires, they're going to be made because of Africa, because they put Africa in their investment strategy. So don't miss out.
Welcome back. Now, I'm going to talk something that I will call the historical cover-up. From the moment Africans were enslaved and scattered, the colonizers knew one truth. If black people in the diaspora ever reconnect with Africans' wealth, the global system will collapse. And that is why they created propaganda to polish the image of Africa. They showed nothing but starving children. They showed nothing but dirty roads. They showed nothing but, flies all over. They exaggerated conflicts. They presented diseases as the norm and made Africa the face of poverty in the global imagination. And their goal was just simple. Their goal was to make sure that when black Americans had the word Africa, they feel shame instead of feeling proud. That was the only goal. But why would they spread, or why would they spend so much time, money, trying to demonizing a continent? Why? Unless that continent was powerful. Why would they fight wars? Why would they stage coups and assassinations? Why would they stage African leaders if Africa was truly poor? Why? Have you ever asked yourself that question, for those who are saying Africa has nothing to offer? The truth is, black Americans are now discovering. Black Americans are waking up. The internet has destroyed the walls and propaganda built. TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, name them. They are showing Africa, or the Africa that the West tried to hide. We have Nairobi Highway and tech hubs in Kenya. Accra has benchfraud properties and thriving nightlife. We have Kigali's very clean. Rwanda is very clean, organized streets. Lagos, we have billion dollar startups. In Johannesburg, we have financial district. Internet is showing that. And suddenly the lies don't hold weight anymore. The youth in America are seeing their African brothers and sisters building wealth, buying land, driving luxury cars, and living in houses paid for without debt. They are seeing opportunities where once they were told they were only black, or it was only luck. And this awakening, allow me to say, it is sparking a deeper question, that why am I fighting for equality in America when I could build ownership in Africa? I understand that transformation, coming here will be something very hard, but at the same time, when you manage to do it, it is sweet. Now you see black people coming here, buying lands. I call it the real estate revolution. This is one of the first areas black Americans are discovering wealth in real estate. In the United States, housing is a trap. You spend decades paying a mortgage, and even when you pay it off, the government still owns it through property taxes. One missed payment and the house can be taken. So it's a trap. That's why there's a white man, I did a video. He said that they are living in an illusion of wealth. It's just an illusion. But in Africa, ownership is different. Land is life. When you buy land in Africa, you own it. Man, when you buy a land in Africa, you own it outright. No 30-year mortgage, no endless circle of debt. And black Americans are now buying acres in Ghana, in Nigeria, in Kenya, okay, for what they will pay for month's rent in New York or somewhere in Los Angeles. They are building farms with it. They are building resorts. They are building apartments. They are building complexes. And they are building family homes. And that is what black Americans are beginning to secure in Africa. I'm so happy that my brothers and sisters, some of them are seeing the light. Some of them are coming to reconnect. Some of them are dismissing the lies, dismissing the stereotypes that were put there by the colonizers. Now, in Africa, we have something we call the tech explosion, okay? When I talk about the tech explosion, that is the next wave of wealth in technology. You see, Africa is young. It is the youngest continent in the world. Over 60% of its population is under 25. And reality is, coming 2050, 10 people, I think 8 of them will be African, or 6 of them will be black or African, okay? So being young population, that means innovation, that means creativity and energy as exploding, okay? Africa has skipped all technology and gone straight to mobile first solutions. For example, Kenya pioneered mobile payments before the United States. Do you believe that? Do you believe that? Kenya, it was a first country to start mobile transactions apart from America. Not apart from America, but even before America started. Nigerians' fintech companies are attracting billions in foreign investment. South Africa is building cutting-edge platforms in finance and healthcare. Rwanda is using drones to deliver medical supply across rural areas or across villages. Black Americans in tech are realizing something powerful, okay? While they face ceiling in Silicon Valley, Africa has no ceiling. No, Africa has no ceiling. There is a room to innovate, there is a room to lead, there is a room to dominate, and there is an opening coding schools. Partnership with African developers and investing in startups that will challenge global giants. This is why investors from China, this is why investors from Europe and America are flooding to Africa. But the difference is when black Americans invest, when black Americans come to Africa, it is not just about money, it's about legacy. So we as black people, take this opportunity, my Caribbean brothers, take this opportunity. Let's not leave it to Europeans, to the white Europeans, to the white Americans, you know, to the Chinese. Let's take this opportunity. Agriculture is doing good too. We call it green gold. Let me tell you something about agriculture. Because most of our lives, we have grown up doing agriculture in our homes. Agriculture holds 60% of the world's uncultivated arable land. Now, think about that. 60%. This is still empty, but it is fertile. The world is struggling with food shortages right now. The world is struggling with climate crisis and rising cost. But Africa has the land to feed the planet. Black American farmers, black American chefs, and black American entrepreneurs, right now they are seeing this. They are investing in African agriculture. They are from cocoa farms in Ghana to tea plantation in Kenya, rice in Nigeria, roads somewhere there, fruit farms in Tanzania, are introducing modern farming technique while learning from traditional African wisdom. And this is what I call green gold. It is the foundation of food security, economic independence, and export power. Okay? And those who move now, those who make a move now, they will position as leaders in an industry that will dominate the future, because Africa is future. We have energy. I say it is the power of tomorrow. When I talk about energy, this hidden wealth is a hidden wealth. Okay, why am I saying so? Africa has oil, we have natural gas, we have cobalt, and we have uranium. But beyond that, Africa has sunlight, Africa has wind and rivers that can power renewable energy for centuries. Okay? So the future of the world energy is green, and Africa is sitting on the most abundant resources for it. Black Americans working in energy and engineering are realizing that they can be part of this revolution. Instead of begging cooperation in America for promotions, you as a Black American, you can partner with African government and private companies to build solar farms, okay, to build the wind power projects, to build hydrochloric plants. That will be so good, okay, and the world will soon run on African energy, okay. So the only question that I ask is that, will Black Americans be part of it, or will they let outsiders take that again? Don't let it be taken by outsiders. Be part of this change. Be part of the future. Be part of the power tomorrow. When I talk about tourism, it's another gold mine waiting for discovery, because Africa is home of some of the most beautiful landscapes on earth. And that's why I've told you, when you come here, don't worry. Talk to me. We will move together, you know? We have tourism sites like the Serengeti, the pyramids of Egypt, the beaches of Zanzibar, the mountains of Ethiopia, the wildlife of Botswana, you know, and the cultural festive of West Africa. But beyond tourism is something I call cultural wealth. Black Americans bring creativity, they bring marketing and global influence. Africa bring traditionals, bring heritage and local knowledge. And together, they can turn African culture into billion-dollar industries. Music, fashion, film, art. Okay, when you see Afrobeat already is taking over the world, Nollywood is producing more films than Hollywood. African fashion is appearing on global runways. And when Black Americans collaborate with African creators, the results will be unstoppable. Yes. Another wealth, it is education. Africa's young population is the greatest resources. And with the right training, with the right mentorship, with the right investment, they will lead the next global industries. And that's why I'm saying Black Americans, you need to step in, build schools, mentorship, programs, and training centers. Okay? Build these things, teach coding, entrepreneurship, art, and leadership. Okay? Right now, Black Americans who are here, they are planting seeds that will grow into future leaders who remember who invested in them. And this is not charity. This is what we call strategy, because education is the greatest multiplier of wealth. There's a Black American in Ghana, a lady who has built schools there. Why? Because she understands what she's doing. The future need knowledge. And who is there to provide knowledge? If the people from there can't provide knowledge, come in between. Don't let strangers do that. Okay? Now, I said the West is afraid. The West is afraid. Now, why do you think the West is afraid? Why? Because the nightmare of the West is Pan-African unity. If Black Americans reconnect with Africa, the entire global balance of power shift. Imagine the creativity, resilience, and innovation of Black America combining with the resources, land, and manpower of Africa. That is empire-shaking power. And this is why America sends military bases. This is why France clings to its former colonies. This is why Europe still extracts African minerals, and this is why global powers try to destabilize African nations. Okay? They are afraid of unity, but the unity is already forming, and it cannot be stopped. Yes, it cannot be stopped. And what do we see? The reason why it cannot be stopped, this is what we call prophetic return. Okay? Try to understand this, my brothers and sisters. What is happening is prophetic. Our ancestors were stolen. Our ancestors were stripped of their names, of their language, and homelands. But they always knew the day will come when their descendants will return, not in chain, but in glory. Okay? The day is here. That day we are waiting, it is here. Black Americans are boarding planes right now. Black Americans are coming home right now. They are not boarding slave ships. They are carrying investment capital, not chains. They are bringing technology, not oppression. They are bringing their children, not being separated from them. So this is not just history repeating, but this is prophecy fulfilled. This is prophecy fulfilled. And I have something to tell my Black Americans, brothers and sisters. The wealth is waiting, but wealth does not wait forever. Every year, global corporations are taking more of Africa. Foreign nations are locking down resources, buying land, and building influence. So if we hesitate, if you hesitate, others will take, okay? Others will take what is rightfully yours. So I will say this. Right now, this is a moment to move. Visit Africa, buy land, build businesses, partner with Africa, educate the youth, plant trees, start tech hubs, create industries, leave a legacy. Okay, the window is open, but it will not remain open forever. Those who have pioneered will reap the harvest, and the harvest or the hesitant will only watch. Okay, so thank you so much for hearing me clearly. My Black Americans, brothers and sisters, are discovering the wealth waiting in Africa. This is not just economics, it is destiny. It is the healing of the wound that has lasted in centuries. It is the reunion of family long divided. It is the rise of people long oppressed. The wealth is not only in the soil, but in the soul. Not only in the land, but in legacy. Only in resources, but in reconnection. Our ancestors dreamed of this day, and now the day is here. And the question is, will you be part of it? Until next episode, peace out.